Hey y'all, welcome to PJs and Mugs. This is story time with Jessica. It's all good. Hey y'all, and welcome back to PJs and Mugs. I'm Jessica. It's all good. I've got my PJs on and I've got my mug. Let's talk. Speaking of mug, do you see how teeny tiny this mug is? Yeah, the story behind this one is very funny. My husband was working in Pennsylvania recently, and he got to visit the Hershey Museum, and he knows that I don't eat a whole lot of candy, but he knows that there is one that I do like. There are a few that I like, and this is one of them. He's like, I'm gonna get a mug for my wife's show. This is a shot glass, y'all. This is a shot glass with a handle on it. I'm like, babe, this is not the size of a normal mug. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize it. I knew it was small, but I didn't know it was that small. Look at this little teeny thing. I'm drinking with a mouse. Look at this. So after judging him, I was like, well, I'm going to put it on the mug, but I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about your little mug, this teeny tiny mug. Good thing that I am not thirsty right now, because when I get done with this, I would still be thirsty. Anyway, cheers. So, what are we talking about today? Y'all know I love to bring in funny stories from my work, from my life, behind the scenes in my comedy, and just fun stories. Somehow I've managed in these 40 years to live some crazy moments in my life, so I want to share them. And one thing that some of you may or may not know, I am from the South. I'm originally from South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. I now live in the Atlanta metro area, and I don't think people around the world outside of the South part of the United States understand the disconnect with snow. So today we're going to talk about the Southerner in the snow. Growing up, we did have snow, but it was like ice and sleet and basic snow. If we got like a foot of snow, that was a big deal. I was in Atlanta during Snowmageddon. That was 2014, where 2 inches of snow shut the whole city down, like, and everybody around. Like, it was like the apocalypse. People were trapped in cars and kids on school buses. So a lot of people looked at us like we were crazy. We were national news, but people didn't understand our disconnect with snow. So I want to tell you a few little encounters where I was working in snow situations. Now, one, it wasn't in snow, but it was in New Jersey in the summer. I do remember wearing a sweatshirt. Like, why am I wearing a sweatshirt? It's cold, but it's summertime. I remember when I got into the dorm, I was actually staying at Princeton University for 6 weeks. What's up, Princeton? I was there working with some amazing kids in this amazing program. And I remember when I got there, like, there was no air conditioner in my room. And I called the front desk like, hey, air conditioner's not working. They're like, yeah, we don't think we have any in that building, but we'll check. And I'm like, no air. How am I supposed to breathe without air? What? And then I remember realizing, oh, just put a fan in the window. That's what they do up there. And then my kids were telling me stories. And in one of these stories, one of the kids was like, yeah, Miss Jessica, you know when you have to dig your car out? And I'm like, dig it out of what, baby? Do your cars fall in ditches? Like, what's up with that? And they're like, no, Miss Jessica, we have to dig our cars out of snow. And I was like, what? Why would you even live here? Oh my God. So that was a lot for me to mentally process. But then fast forward, that was 2008. Fast forward to 2015. I had to go work in upstate New York. I was doing a show in Geneseo. What's up, SUNY Geneseo? I was doing a show for them, a comedy show, and I even got to stay in Rochester. And I remember seeing snow outside my hotel window. That was mind-blowing. But what was crazy is that, like, I drove in the snow, y'all. In Atlanta, we don't drive in snow. We don't do that. We stay home until it goes away. And you're thinking that's crazy. But no, it's not. We'll only be inside for 2 to 3 days. It's always gone in a few days. But out there, people thrive and drive. They put like seasoning and salt on their roads. And I was just like, look at me. I got up to 70. I was like, I can't believe I'm driving this fast in snow. In Indiana, I was on my way into a place, and my friend from Atlanta, both of us got out of the car while our boss was inside, and we went and like started playing with the snow, but it was breaking apart. We weren't used to snow that you couldn't make snowballs with. It was just dust, but it was a lot, but it was just dust. And then when we got to the church, it was a show at a church. We made snow angels. We're like, oh, we don't get to do this much. We're like, no, make some snow angels. Oh wait, that wasn't Indiana. That was Michigan. I don't remember. I wasn't Indiana. It was one of those states. But in another state where I was working, and this was definitely Michigan. Okay, that was Indiana. Anyway, the point is, I'm working in Michigan, and it was the craziest thing because we had the snow. I made another snow angel on the way in, but then they had me like hide in a supply closet, and I had to be in the supply closet because it was an improv show, which means I couldn't know what was about to happen, so I had to stay inside and hide so I could guess when I got out. So what do you do when you're in a supply closet? You look at stuff, you go through stuff, you're like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's that? And I saw this thing, and I was like, are you serious? What is that? And I looked at it, and it blew my mind, and I freaked out, and I said to myself, it's that thing from Home Alone! Ah! Y'all, at the tender age of 36, I saw what ended up being my first snow shovel. I didn't even realize I'd never seen the snow shovel in real life until that moment. 36 years old, 2022, and the first thing I think about is Home Alone, when the old dude is dragging the shovel around, and Kevin thinks he's like a bad guy, but that shovel saves the day in the end. If I ruined the movie for you, you're late. You should have watched it. What's wrong with you? It was in the 90s, like 91. Come on. So I was like, okay, it's official. I am a true Southerner. I knew I was a true Southerner, even though I don't like eat grits. Don't hate on me. But I was like, listen, we can't. We don't judge us when the snow comes. People judge us all over TikTok when Atlanta got happy about a snowstorm we had last year. But it's like, dude, we don't get this much. We're going to make this snowman. We're going to slide down these hills on anything but a sled because we don't have sleds here, okay? We have trays and container bins and stuff like that. That's how we get down in the ATL all day. So, just wanted to share several little work stories of me in snow and coping with it and dealing with it. And yeah, that was my story today. I figured since we're in March, winter is leaving. So here's the spring. Thank you for listening. Come back next week for another fun story with me. Put on those PJs, grab those mugs, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening, and bye. Cheers.